So we're doing the top 10 tier list, slash just tier list, not just the top 10. It has some honorable mentions and some unique things like some flex slot, a row dedicated just to some flex slots that I think are interchangeable with 8 and 10. So this is going to be a little different kind of video, no gameplay. You're going to hear my beautiful voice through the entire thing. But just before I start this video, I do want to let you guys know these are my personal opinions and hot takes for Dragon Ball Legends. I am, not the best player, but I am not the worst player. I do consistently stay in the top 10,000 in PvP. Haven't grinded too much this season, but we did hit Godly last season. This is my opinion on the North American meta. And A from the United States, not the Japanese or Europe or any other meta. These are my takes and my opinions, and at the end of the day, this is all just for fun. Don't take this seriously. Don't hate. These are my opinions. You could disagree with me all you want. I would love to disagree with you too. But at the end of the day, we're all friends and we're all gonna have fun with the game that we enjoy and we love. So without being further ado, let's get into this tier list. So coming in at the number 10 slot, here he is. Okay, so coming in at the number 10 slot is Instant Transmission Goku. So I don't have a lot of these characters, to be honest. I have definitely a few that I'm going to do that. But we're just going to take I think how I want to structure these is just look at their kit and see how I feel about them, fighting against them, what I've seen other people say, what I've seen other people do with them in their showcases. So his Z ability is Sun Family, Cell Saga, just some, what is his base blast attack and defense. So what is Instant Transmission Goku doing? He's spawning, or not spawning, he's giving you force drawing AoE green cards. He is basically a kind of unique unit. He says he is a range type, but he is mostly a support type in my opinion as he's structured. He is giving death buffs, he is supporting the team, he has some great utility. Let's just take a look at what he's doing. So he has 180% to damage inflicted, and then 70% damage reduction. He has arch card draw speed by 1, and he has minus 10 to blast arts. So, I haven't looked too much into his kit, so that's why I'm just going to go over here. So he restores his ki by 30 on entry, 100% to damage inflicted, and he applies a buff effect, nullifies enemies, special actions, activating cover and change. So he's getting cover null for 5 counts. And then he's getting type neutral for 10. He has the lock and ult on his unique, Majin gauge is full. He is applying attribute downgrade to 15% to strike, blast, special move, and then ults, and then awaken arts for 10 counts. He's actually shortening sub count when his unique gauge is full. And then when he uses a strike or blast, he's also getting his vanish back, I believe. And he is getting just some more damage inflicted. He's drawing cards. He's restoring ki. Again, he is nullifying attribute downgrade. Restores on health by 30%, reduces ki by 100, and then seals main abilities. So, what he's doing is basically, he's sealing main abilities. So people like Majin Vegeta, if you try to blue card him, it's not going to work. He is locking in on his unique gauge, and I think he's a very solid unit. He deserves this top 10 slot. So yeah, I think Instant Transmission Goku, or Ichi Goku, deserves his number 10 spot. So let's get on to the next one. At the number 9 slot, Ultra Rose. So we're actually going to go take a look at his unique equipment here, because I think that's where his most of his kit is coming from. So we're going to go to the archive. Okay, it took me a while to find his unique equipment. I just realized it was in the platinum section. So what he's getting is 25 to health, and he's getting 50 to both offenses and defenses. So slot 2 applies the following effects itself when his character enters the battlefield. He's drawing 1 new card. If you have 3 or fewer cards, he's getting 6% to damage inflicted, minus 10 to blast cards, arts cost for one count or 1 time. Okay, once the unique gauge is full, randomly draws 2 new cards if you have 3 or fewer, and then he's shorting sub count by 10 on Rising Rush and Awaken and ults, right? So when he's on battlefield, so I mean, not the best, but it's there if you need to switch out. But unlocks buff, like that's why he's good with Gronks, you know what I'm saying? But this is kind of like the niche that I really hate about platinum equipments is the unlocked at 7 star. I just really don't think these are necessary, and it just hurts You know, it's just not very free to play friendly, as ultras aren't already free to play friendly. But this just hurts that you have to have him at 7 stars. But he's getting nullified special cover null for 15 counts when he enters the battlefield, which is a long time. He's charging his own unique gauge by 60% one time, and then if his disrupt, so 50% lower, he's restoring his health by 40%, and then he's applying inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade to plus 30 to arts cost for 5 counts, and then he is affected by attribute downgrade notification cancellation. So that's what his unique equip does. So let's actually take a look at his kit right now. Give me 1 second. So, oh, I think this is this, no, yeah. So that's the thing about Rose. So what makes him very, very good? He's getting his ultimate. He's getting, he's paralyzing. He's, he's bleeding a lot, and I just think he's a very good unit. And so I think he deserves this number 9 slot. So without further ado, let's get into the number 8. Okay, so in Ultra we have number 8 as tierlist. So with the release of Ultra Cell, I think tierlist has just gotten some crazy value. He is a very good defensive unit. His comeback is very, very annoying. He is disrupting key. He has his, he gets his vanish back. He is defending and he's healing a lot. What can you expect? It's tierlist. That's pretty much his goal, is just to defend. You're just kind of going to throw him away if you're getting rising rushed, if you're getting Cell altered by Cell. He's a very good option and good flex slot that you can implement to your teams, mostly on leader, unless you're running the movies team, as is zero these movies. But a very good spot, I think, tierlist. There's probably nothing more to say about tierlist. We could quickly go over what it's just his stats, just so I can fill up this video. 260 and 263, and very, very, very good defenses. And then he is getting his unique charge rate. But yeah, that's just another unique thing about him, is his unique gauge is being used a lot. So he's getting 100%, 80% of damage inflicted. Yeah, I'll let you guys read what's going on here, but there's too much. There's a lot with his unique gauge, but there's not much that needs to be said about tierlist. Again, very, very good unit, and I think you're not gonna struggle if you're using him, and you're gonna have a very, very great time using him. So let's get into the number 7. Okay, so the characters after these, so around 4 to 7, is where you can start just interchanging these units, and it's clear cut what is the top 3. But from 4 to 7, I'm pretty sure you won't argue where these guys fit. I just decided to fit Zamasu here, just because I know a lot of people were just disappointed with his initial release. But with someone like Cell, who doesn't care about endurance, so if you don't have a comeback or a revive or succession mechanic or indestructible, you're just not surviving against Cell. So I think Zamasu is very, very good. Mostly because of his vanish restoration, but his defensive gauge is pretty meh. But his vanish restoration is what makes him very, very good. His disrupt is very annoying. He does very good damage. He's very good on the Proud Battle team. You're almost using him all the time, and he is honestly a good second option if you don't have Cell. Even if you do have Cell, I would argue that you would have a very good time running this guy on your team. Not much needs to be said about Zamasu. He has the defense gauge, he has the attack gauge, and he gets transformation as the attack gauge, so he's a very good solid unit, and not much more needs to be said about Zamasu. Now let's go take a look at the number 6 spot. Okay, so number 6, God Goku. I kind of struggled where to put God Goku. I just had no idea, because I really love 17, and I really just think Beast Gohan isn't, I don't think this guy is any better than Beast Gohan, kind of kit wise, but in the meta, he's definitely better than Beast Gohan. He's thriving in this meta, but I just don't think, again, all these people from 4 to 7 are pretty interchangeable, and I have no argument putting him at 4 or at 7. I just don't think he's any higher or any lower. I think he is around that 4 to 7 range. So what Goku is doing, he's very defensive, but he's actually a very, very good melee character. He's very good tanking. He's healing a lot, but his strike damage and his blue card damage is what makes him thrive. He has those AoE green cards. He's immune in the first AoE green. He is counting buff effects. He's nullifying endurance sometimes. But he's just overall very good. There's not much needs to be said. We can take a look at his unique equip real quick. So give me 1 second. Okay, so we are taking a look at his unique equipment. So he's getting 15% to health, and then 40 to both defenses, and then he is getting 20% to health restoration. He is getting 50% to damage inflicted, and then 40 to both offenses. So he's also getting 10% to the health. So that's pretty much like the whole gist of it. He's canceling buff effects, he's healing a lot, and that's why I think Goku is a very, very good competent unit. So without being said, let's get into the number 5. Okay, so coming in at number 5, we have MVP Android 17. So with the release of his unique equipment, I think Android 17 has skyrocketed through the ranks. In my opinion, you know, some people don't think so, but I think he's a very, very good option, and I think he's the best person besides Gronks, the best unit to best suit Ultra Cell. I think he's very good. His utility, he has the double vanish, he's supporting, he's healing, he's debuffing the double vanish. I said he is force showing green cards, and he is applying attribute downgrade, so you could, and he's getting covered on his green, he's getting covered on his main, and so you use that green card, and you can just combo Beast Gohan if you do end up into him. That's pretty much all about 17 that I just really want to cover, because this video is taking a lot of time anyways. But I think MVP 17 is definitely deserving of the number 5 to 7 slot. I don't think he is any higher than 5 or 7. Again, you know, 4 to 7, anyone, the 4 to 7 range, everyone on this is pretty interchangeable, and I don't have an argument of him being higher or lower, or even just number 10 or an honorable mentions. I just think he's a very good support that deserves to be slotted onto your team. So let's get into the number 4 slot. Okay, so no surprise, number 4 is Beast Gohan. I don't think he is as bad as people say he is, especially with Ultra Cell. The reason why his disrupt is very, very good, he has decent defenses, just not against Ultra Cell. He is implying you with arts cost increase. That's why I don't think he got killed like Majin Vegeta did. The thing is, can still just one-shot you with special beam cannon. There's no around that unless you have a succession or something like that. He does nullify all endurance. He has good combos, very good damage still, very good teams. Not much needs to be said. It's Beast Gohan, and I think we can head on to the number 3. So the top 3 are like the best characters in the game, who are definitely in their class of their own. Number 1, we all know who number 1 is, but number 2 and 3 I just think are just around the sweet spot at being the best of the best, but not being outclassed by Cell entirely, but on that same level. So let's get into the next 3. Okay, so coming in at number 3, this is quite a surprise, not very, but what I mean by that is some people put 3Q at 2 or 3, so in my opinion, I think Gronks and 3Q are both 2 and 3. I don't think there's an argument being made that he's the second best or the third best. I think he is the second best and the third best at the same time. You can slot him wherever you want. I'm going to slot him on number 3 just because you catch him and he's off boost system for one, so he's just going to be less tanky. Just combos aren't going to be as hard as they normally are, but what 3Q excels in is just stopping and running through your team. He's pretty much immune to everything. He has insane combos, he has no fire endurance. It's 3Q. There's not much needing to be said about him. We can just take a look at his stats real quick, because I think it's very important. So 270 and 260, pretty good stats overall. Again, he has the endurance, he's healing, so I think 3Q is very, very good and a good option. Definitely the best green in the game in my opinion. But without further ado, let's take a look at the number 2 spot. Okay, so coming in at the number 2, we have Gronks or Super Saiyan Gohan and Trunks. So there is a lot to say about Gronks. They have aged beautifully like fine wine. I remember when no one wanted them because they're like, oh, tierlist exists. But he has, you know, great utility. His green, he's getting covered on the green. He has double card draw speed. He's has the succession. He has the nullifier endurance on the blue card. He has purple and blue elements, which are pretty strong right now. Purple for the greens, and green and red are definitely the strongest colors, along with blue. And so blue, you know, countering the reds. And I think he's the best suited matchup against Ultra Cell. There is not much that needs to be said. We all know how good Gronks is. I'm not going to do a breakdown for Gronks. You guys know how good he is. But without further ado, let's get into the sweet, sweet, sweet number 1. No surprise, of course, it is, you know, this guy, Ultra Cell. We all know how good Ultra Cell is. I'll just go over his kit. So, Ultra Cell is the anti-everything. He has anti-endurance, he does insane damage, he has long combos, he has endurance, he has a very powerful disrupt. So what's he's doing? He has it all. He has armor break, he has endurance, he has an ult that fucking kills everything. What more could you ask for in a character? He is applying attribute downgrade, he has cancel buff effects 3 separate times on everything. His rush, his ultimate, his blue card. He has insane damage. There's nothing that needs to be said. We know how good Ultra Cell is. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Now we're going to 10 flex characters. These are in no particular order, I guess, except for Daima Goku. I think he is probably the second, like the one that is the closest that can be slotted on 8 to 10. I think he's very, very good. And, you know, there's nothing to be said. He has the lock-in blue card. He has endurance on his rising rush. He has pretty good competent damage. And I think, you know, that there's nothing else that needs to be said about Daima Goku. So we're recording the 8 to 10 flex slot. I actually did forget to mention about Vegito Blue. So he sits just comfortably after Daima Goku at 1 and 2. I think he is actually probably the second best for the 8 to 10 flex slot, just before Gotenks and after Daima Goku. He's definitely good. We know what Vegeta Blue can do. He's still very competent, very good damage, very high combo potential, but he definitely does lack a bit when it comes to, you know, against Beast Gohan matchups. But, you know, but he has taken a lot of damage, but he is still a very, very good competent unit who is very good, and I actually use him on my main team. So I just wanted to add this little tidbit before we get back into the honorable mentions. But hope you guys do enjoy this, and we'll get back into the video. Gotenks for the 9 to 10 flex or 8 to 10 flex slots. I think Gotenks is pretty good. He has endurance, he can feint, he has the vanished restoration, he's a very good solid unit. He's on hybrids, and he's on Fusion Warriors, and I think he's a very good, you know, addition to your teams that you guys should probably be thinking about if you do have him. But let's get into the next one. Okay, so the next 8 to 10 flex slot character is Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, aka Rat Gohan. He is one of the best aging characters in the game. He has the most annoying mechanic, armor break. He has an AoE green, he has a counter gauge, he has a counter blue card. He has double vanish on last man standing. He has a double ultimate. He has endurance. He's healing it quite a bit, and he is on hybrids, and he is on Sun Family. Nothing more needs to be said about Ultra Gohan. I think he's a very good unit and very competent still to this day after being pretty much a year old at this point. Yeah, he is over a year old now, and you won't be disappointed if you run Gohan. But let's get into the next one. Okay, so the next character on the 8 to 10 flex slot, you know, kind of a little goofy one. I'm not too sure how I feel about Majin Vegeta. I think he's definitely very good. Could be on the honorable mention, but I'm just going to slot him here just honestly because of bias, recency bias. I think he's very cool. I love the character, so I'm going to put him here. I think he's very good. He is getting cover null. He is, you know, he's supporting teams, inflicting no switch, bleed, paralyze, faint, 5 times vanish restoration. Very, very annoying character. So he needs no introduction. I think he's, you know, very, very good. And let's get into the honorable mentions. Okay, so coming in at the first honorable mention, we have Limted Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I'm honestly not going to speak on him because I'm just not going to speak on him. But we have him here very high up on the honorable mention. Can be 8 to 10 flex slot. I don't think he's a very bad unit, but just for what he's doing, especially as a green character, you can't make the argument. I mean, you can, but I just don't see him being ran over the other greens unless you're using the Daima team. He is very good on the Daima team. He is also on Vegeta Clan. He's on Saiyan. But right now, I just can't make the argument to use Vegeta currently. But in the future, I know he will get very good value, and I think he will rise to the ranks in the near future. But for now, he's in my honorable mention. Okay, so coming in at the next for honorable mention, we have Tamagami. He's also in a very annoying 1% sparking. He is supporting the team. He is very good with Daima Goku. He is inflicting no switch. He's healing quite a bit. He has the annoying blue card. His ultimate is pretty good. Just overall a very good support unit for, the honorable mentions. So I hope that's just, he's just a very good option, and I think you guys should consider him if you're using the Daima team. So let's get into the next one. So another honorable mention is Super Trunks. He is, a very good defense unit. He has the feint, he has cover null on his screen, he is inflicting you with no switch for 3 counts, but other than that, then he has endurance and really good tierlist level healing. But other than that, he is just a very solid unit who is very good if you have him. If you don't have any other options, she is definitely a very good unit, but I just can't justify using him over the characters. That's why he's in the honorable mention list. But let's get into the last one. Last up on the honorable mention, we have the Purple 17. I think he is a very good unit, especially on the androids. You can run him on future. He's definitely excels when being ran with the Android 18. But for what he's doing, he's supporting the team. He is debuffing. He's doing a lot. He's getting the second ultimate. And I think he's a very good flex option for future and androids. But that's pretty much it. With that being said, that is actually the end of the video. Again, Android 17 being very good. But I hope you guys do enjoy this, and peace out.